What's up YouTube? I'm William Bitter and this is my channel Money Thoughts. So today we're going to talk about the American Express Platinum card and whether it's worth it or not. So I've mentioned this credit card to a lot of my friends, and a lot of the time, they hear about the $695 annual fee and they're kind of like, are you crazy? Like, that doesn't make any sense. That credit card is for rich people or it's like a bougie credit card, people that don't know what to do with their money. And over again, I try to tell them it's actually a really good deal and it's worth it. And then I basically end up sitting there for like 5 minutes telling them about all the benefits and how the credit card basically pays for itself. So if any of you guys have ever wondered about those $695 annual fee credit cards, whether it's right for you, and I'm gonna go through all the benefits and maybe I can actually include a link to this document and you guys can edit it yourself and see if it makes sense for you to get the card. The first benefits that I'll go over are just like the benefits that you basically get statement credit when you spend money. So it's basically essentially cash in your pocket. With this credit card, you get $15 a month in Uber cash and $35 in December specifically. The only catch is that if you don't use the Uber cash each month, you basically lose it. So every month you need to use $15 a month, otherwise it just goes away, and the next month you get another $15. So if you use Uber a lot, this could be a value of $200 per year. Your maximum value is $200. Some people just don't use Uber, so you might argue like that, this isn't actually valuable to me. So that's why I just put in a couple extra columns where I put like a minimum value or the value that I personally get from this benefit. So you can use a custom column to put how valuable this $200 Uber cash is to you, and then use that to kind of calculate what the credit card is worth to you. So we'll do like a maximum value, and then here I kind of have like a minimum, I think it's a reasonable minimum value of the benefit depending on the person, and then I have like a column with the value that I personally get from this benefit, and then another custom column. So the next benefit is Equinox or Soul Cycle, which basically if you sign up for an Equinox or Soul Cycle membership, you get $300 in statement credit per year. Minimum value is $0 because you might not want that, and the value that I get from it is $0 because I don't use that. But on top of that, there is a $20 per month statement credit for entertainment services that include Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Hulu, Peacock, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and Sirius XM. It used to include Audible. Unfortunately, it doesn't anymore. But as long as you're using a couple of these services, then this easily adds up to a maximum value of $240 per year. I think most of us use at least a couple of the things in here. So I put minimum value $240, value I get is $240. You get $200 per year in airline credit. The catch is you do need to select which airline you're going to want to use that credit for before you spend that money on the airline, which can be used towards like checked bags or carry-ons or additional food on the airplane. And you can change the airline that you're going to use this benefit on twice per 12-month period. So I easily use this because I travel, and it just takes a couple carry-on payments to make up for this $200 credit. So maximum value $200, and then for me, I think most people can easily get this $200 benefit back. Another benefit is Walmart Plus. It normally costs $13 a month. With this credit card, they reimburse you each month. So that's $155 per year. I don't use it at all, so it's worthless, but I did sign up for it, so I guess I have it. And then this is just a one-time thing, but for example, 80,000 points for signing up, which this fluctuates, I think, depending on the economy and time of year. So basically 80,000 points could be worth up to $800 if you use certain flights, if you use it to purchase certain flights and whatnot. But if you use it to convert to cash, 80,000 points should get you $480 cash. global entry and TSA pre-check, which costs $100 every 4 years. So I just put that the maximum value is $25 per year. Definitely, now that I have experienced it, definitely worth the $100 every 4 years, even if I didn't have this credit card. So I put that it's definitely worth the $25 per year. So then you also get Clear, which costs $189 a year. This is basically, and you can add friends and family for $60 each per year. So even if they didn't have a credit card and they wanted to like throw you $60, you could get them Clear for the year, which is a great deal. I mean, all it takes to realize how valuable Clear is just have like one time in the airport where there's just a huge line and you maybe, I mean, I've already had one time where if it wasn't for Clear, I would have missed my flight, and who knows, would have spent, the day in the airport waiting for the next flight. And I've had a couple times where I've skipped these lines that looked like they were going to take like half an hour, 45 minutes. So I think $89 a year, where you basically, it scans your eyes. You don't even have to pull out your identification, passport, or ID. It just scans your eyes and you skip the line. So Clear, $89 worth of value. I think even if you travel a little bit, it should be worth at least $50 to you. And the value I get from it is definitely the full $189. So one of my favorite perks is the lounge access. This basically gives you access to over 1,400 lounges in over 500 airports. And then my favorite is the Centurion Lounge. I don't know about now, but I know when I signed up, I received 9 months of being able to bring 2 guests at a time, which was really cool. These lounges, like, I never used to show up early to the airport, but now I go early so I can like stuff my face at the all-you-can-eat buffet, really good food. There's alcohol if you drink alcohol, all you can drink at a nice bar. And I usually end up like stuffing a bunch of napkins and a bunch of cookies and grabbing a bunch of fruit and cookies for the airplane ride. If you're traveling all the time, this perk alone could make this credit card worth its $695 annual fee. I travel at least 6 times a year, and I use the lounge both directions. So for me, I get like $240 worth of value from this benefit at least. But if you traveled a lot, I'd say this could easily be worth like $400. And just, these lounges have like showers. I've like traipsed across airports just to like get a free massage. Different lounges have different kind of exciting things. There is the $200 hotel credit. I don't benefit from this at all because I just don't stay in fancy hotels. But there's like this list of like over 700 fancy hotels. You can take a look. Basically, if you book at least 2 nights at these hotels, 2 consecutive nights, they'll give you $200 credit per year to go towards that stay. And then also, whenever you book these hotels and you book at least 2 consecutive nights, they have to give you guaranteed 12 p.m. check-in and a 4 p.m. checkout. And they have to upgrade your room, whatever room you pay for, they have to upgrade it if it's available, as long as it's available. And they have to give you $100 worth of some kind of certificate to use at their spa or restaurant in the hotel. There's like car rental privileges. You get free Avis Preferred Plus, Hertz Gold Plus, National Car Rental Emerald Club Executive. Didn't look into all of them, but I did do the Avis Preferred Plus, which gives you 15% discount on rentals, and they have to upgrade you to like whatever you book, they have to upgrade you to whatever, I think it's to whatever's available on the parking lot, or at least the next kind of level of luxury vehicle. There's no foreign transaction fees, which is pretty great. And the card is very sexy. It's like nice hard metal. They have one with flowers. That's the one that I got. A couple other perks. There's like all these insurances that kind of come with it. So basically there's rental car damage and theft coverage, which a lot of credit cards no longer cover anymore. So this is actually pretty valuable. I put maximum value of like $100. Purchase protection. Purchases made with the card are covered for 90 days. if they are accidentally lost, stolen, or damaged. So that's pretty incredible. I mean, that means you could like buy an iPhone and I guess lose it the next day, and they'll reimburse you for it. And then the cell phone protection, I think this perk only counts when you're traveling and you pay your cell phone bill with the Amex credit card, and they will reimburse you up to $800 for your phone being damaged, stolen, or 2 times per 12-month period. All these like little technical, the value is, I'd say that just for peace of mind, like could be worth up to $100 depending on the person. People that travel a lot, people pay for insurance. They pay a lot more than $100 a year to have that kind of travel insurance, Baggage insurance, when a fare is paid with your credit card, provides insurance for lost, damaged, or stolen baggage when traveling on a plane, train, ship, or bus. That's pretty cool. Trip delay insurance. If your trip is delayed more than 6 hours, this insurance will reimburse you up to $500 of additional expenses due to the delay. And you get 2 claims per 12 months. Trip cancellation insurance can help reimburse your non-refundable expenses when your trip is canceled because of things outside of your control, up to $10,000 per trip and $20,000 per period, 12-month period. So I put $100 value for all these insurances as the maximum value. And the value that I get, just because I don't worry too much about this stuff, is I just put like $10 per insurance. Based on my calculations, like given all these benefits, I mean, you're looking at like a maximum value if you could possibly benefit up to $3,700. And then of course the credit card costs $695, leaving you with a surplus value of just about $3,000. And then the minimum value I put was about $1,145 after the credit card fee, annual credit card fee. This is $450. And then the value that I personally get, I put about $1,534. After the annual fee, the value that I personally get from this card is about $839. I did do like this, I did try to do like an experimental column where I basically was like, well, what's the least amount of value I would get from this credit card, and would it still be worth it if I didn't go out of my way to take advantage of all these perks, but just used some of them or got some minimum value from it. And so, like for example, the Uber Cash, I was like, look, I'm just gonna value this $200 thing at $50 because, chances are I might just use it a few times. The entertainment credit and the airline credit, I kept at full value because I think that's relatively easy to get your money's worth. Most people spend money on this. So I think minimally, at the very least, you're gonna use those benefits, which is, $440 worth of value right there. I didn't put any value towards the Walmart Plus, and I even took away the sign-up bonus, which is just a 1-year thing. So like, basically, of course, this credit card makes sense the first year because the sign-up bonus basically negates almost the entire annual fee for the first year. So I think even if you're just thinking about this credit card, just getting it for like 1 year just to try out all these benefits is absolutely worth it. And then you can always cancel it after your sign-up bonus. When you're deciding like whether you want to keep this credit card, this is like minimum value that you're gonna get from continuing to pay the $695. We're already looking at almost $500 right here. Clear, I think, is worth at least $50. Even if you travel very little, just a few times using Clear, easily worth $50 in value. And then the lounge access, I put $100 because, like I said, just traveling a couple times and eating there, I mean, one visit to the lounge is easily $50 worth of food that you're consuming, at the airport, which would normally be very expensive. I think minimum value of the lounge is like $100. Even though I put $50 here, let's say you don't even use the hotel credit, you don't care about the car rental privileges, you don't care about that the card is sexy and the foreign transaction fees, and none of the insurance, you don't care about any of the insurances. You know, the total value of this card is at least $590. And so, you know, after the annual fee, the real cost to you is maybe $105 for this credit card. And you're basically getting all these extra benefits that you might not really care about. But, you know, for $105, getting all these insurance protections, you know, having all these benefits that you might use and might get more value, I think even someone that won't get the full value of this card, it at least would break even having this credit card. So my main takeaway is the first year it absolutely makes sense to sign up for this credit card just because of the sign up bonus. And then going forward, you can see the first year whether you know how much you traveled and used the lounges and used your Uber credit, and you can kind of calculate then whether or not it makes sense to stick with the $700 annual fee credit card. I just renewed my annual fee, and I did the math, and basically, you know, the value that I'm getting from this credit card is basically $1,500, and after the annual card fee, I think I still am getting a surplus of like $800. For me, the credit card's worth it, and I think a lot of people, they just see the $695 and they don't think, what am I really getting from this? And they just write this off as something that only rich people do, that don't care what they do with their money. And also you could potentially just write off this annual fee as well. So anyway, I'll leave a link to this spreadsheet for you guys to edit your own and decide if the credit card's worth it for you. Okay, if you appreciate me taking the time to talk about all the benefits of this credit card, feel free to like this video, follow me, and more coming soon. All right, peace out, guys.
Save and invest your money.